40, you're like, you hit this wall.
Yeah.
But anyways, now like 6 months in is when I really started to see it.
Okay.
Determining off of all my symptoms that I was going off of since I've got that other drug I was doing. But it was like crazy cool stuff. Like recovery wise, I just noticed like I could go basically back to back with a big ride. Nothing like crazy big like some other people I know. But as far as like at my fitness level, I'll put it at my, like, just keep in mind my fitness level. I was, I'm good at my own fitness level. 100%. So
that's
comparing myself,
we should compare ourselves to.
So, but yeah, and like it was just super cool to see how, and still seeing how I was measuring a ton of data from like my trainer and all these numbers and things like that, and just how like, holy cow, my fitness level over the wintertime jumped super high. And like, I relate that to my diet, but as far as, 100%. of course, working out with it too, keeping up with that. But definitely like going plant-based or vegan, because plant-based, I think people still eat meat every once in a while. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I don't know
Some people
what the
just
actual
say,
definition there is.
Yeah. Anyways, and I've been dedicated. So I had my first Reese's peanut butter cup like 6 months in, and I was like, oh, that's like the greatest thing in the entire world. But like, I just remember it was like,
did you not feel well after?
Oh no, actually, it didn't even like bug me too much. Really? It kind of did a little bit, but like,
probably more just from the sugar. It's like, wow, that's a lot of sugar just to put in my body.
That's
like
true.
Quick.
I know.
What I'm saying?
And the thing that I love most is how like I'm eating so many veggies, so many fruits. It's kind of just like the plain and simple. Yeah. The plain and simple foods, and they're freaking good. Like they've always been good.
Back to our roots, man.
I know.
Yeah. It's just so simple.
I know. Like, oh man, like I just love it. Just like tonight, it was just rice and veggies.
Love it.
And a little bit of teriyaki sauce, and it was good. Oh,
it does sound good. I actually didn't even eat dinner yet, so probably will skip it. It's 8:00. So,
dude, I would have had you over for dinner, bro.
Dude, no worries. I was out golfing with my brother.
Oh dang.
Yeah,
I'm horrible at golf. A lot of silver birds.
Silver birds, dude. I've been getting into it. It's I don't know. There's some days where I'm like, I freaking love this game.
Yeah.
And then there's days like kind of today, and I actually went the other day as well. I'm like, why do I even play this game? This is stupid.
You have to really focus. You have
to practice all the time for that game, dude. Yeah. No, but it is fun. I'm enjoying it.
But no, we're talking about the family that was like pure vegan.
Yeah.
And how
that's
I think they're the ones who really.
Yeah. So, for the first time, like I'd mentioned before, I'd tried all these different ways to like just make my gut feel better, and I tried medicines. I'd even been to the doctor a few times. Like I even got I got the nurse assistant or the doctor assistant called it the skewer. I got an EDG and a colonoscopy at the same time. They call it the skewer.
That is disgusting.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, sorry to make your food come back up. But I got that to like see like if there was like any like the bacteria, like my microbiomes, like if there was anything like any issues there. And they're like, yeah, no, like you're not celiac, you're not lactose intolerant, you're not these things. And I'm like, okay, but I am. Like something clearly is like hurting my stomach, right? So I'd done all these things. I'm living with this family in England. They're vegans. It's the first time in my life that I've gone a long period of time without eating meat.
Yeah.
And I didn't really realize it at first because, because we're living with them and they're feeding us, all day, every day. So it's the first time I'd ever gone without meat. And I'm just like, I didn't really think about it at first. Come 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in living with them. All of a sudden I'd look at my wife and I was like, I feel so good. Like,
yeah,
I kind of just thought back in retrospect. I was like, I don't think I've had like any bloating. Like I've had pretty normal poops, like all these things, like just kind of like trying to dial it in on what's happening. And I was like, I wonder if I just don't digest meat well,
Yeah.
And so we kind of just ran with that. And it's hard because I think another reason why it was maybe hard to, do these diets in the past and try to figure out what it was is my wife didn't want to do it. And I don't blame her. Like she still wanted to, eat eggs and wanted to do these things. If you live in a household where not everyone's doing that lifestyle, it's hard. It's hard.
Super hard.
Yeah. So she's like, you know what? I actually feel pretty good as well. You know, and she hasn't had like stomach issues like I've had, you know, but I do believe a lot of people still have some sort of like sensitivity towards something, you know, nobody is perfect, you know? So, you know, she's like, I actually feel really good as well. So we just ran with that and we're like, you know what, let's just not do meat. And plus living with them, they were pretty hardcore vegans. Yeah. They like, you know, made us feel guilty for so many things.
Yeah, like no honey and just like, oh, you're
they just I don't know, like and more for them, like their biggest thing was your carbon footprint that you leave behind, basically.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Which is wild. There is like some pretty crazy.
There is,
and I do agree with that. Like I'm not doing it for that reason, really,
but there is data and you know science that proves basically the amount of the what's it called? Like,
just like what meat, like
smaller carbon footprint that you leave behind by not eating meat.
Well, just like this, it takes 477 gallons of water to produce 8 large eggs. Dang. 477 gallons of water to produce 8 large eggs. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
That is crazy. And then it's approximately 900 gallons of water to produce 1 pound block of cheese.
Dang.
And then like same thing goes with like a steak. It's like there's over 30 gallons of water to produce 1 glass of milk. It's like, dude, it just goes on.
Yeah, it is like, crazy.
There is a big issue in that area, and especially with like how cows are like the number one problem with global warming or whatever we want to call it these days. I don't even know. It's been called like 3 things. I'm like,
I don't want to keep up with this, but basically it's affecting our earth in some way.
Yeah. But yeah, and like it's wild. But going back to, there was a question you had asked me about how if I had felt pretty good right away. Now I did feel really good right away.
Yeah.
I think because the main reason why I did it was also like my fitness level. It helps a lot with endurance athletes, things like that. And that's where I was answering the question, thinking of that on the top of the mind. But as far as like me feeling good right away, like night and day.
Yeah.
It was like the next day.
It really is.
I was like, dude, I feel good. I feel clean.
Yeah.
My system doesn't feel heavy.
Dude,
I didn't feel heavy. One. I'm like, I've got like a little bit more energy, and like over time, like within a week, I was like, dude, I'm feeling really good.
I don't know if you ever like remember like having just like this big old fat burger, like maybe a Red Robin or doing something. Yeah. And dude, you feel so lethargic for like the next 24 to 48 hours. Like you're just so tired. And now, dude, that's not even an issue.
No.
Like I'll eat a meal and I could go play, I could go run, I could go do some activity, whatever, and feel totally fine.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. Like tonight, I had a huge plate of rice and veggies. Like it was big. Like this is like, I don't typically eat this much food, but of course, like you burn through it a little bit easier. Right. But like I was stuffed, and I'm like, I still like don't feel sick. I don't
fatigue.
Feel that fatigue. Like I don't feel. It's like I feel good.
Yeah.
Even though I stuffed myself, but like. You know, I know exactly what you mean.
So basically just to speed up my story there, so we stopped eating meat, and that was back in March, April, Mayish of 2019. We stopped eating meat, dude. Actually, there was one time in June that same year that I was like, you know what, like. Because every once in a while, if I smell some sort of meat, sometimes it just smells good still. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, it actually kind of grosses me out. If I smell something, I'm like, oh, dude, that smells gross. You know, just because my body's been away from it for so long. So we were camping in June of last year as well. And this is going to be kind of a gross story as well, so I apologize. But I don't know, I'm pretty open about this stuff, so I don't really care. So we're camping, and sorry, I lost my train of thought. That happens a lot. Sorry, ADD. Dude, I'm just like everywhere in my brain.
Doctor said I had it, but I don't know if I do or not. I really don't know. But anyways.
We'll see. But anyway, so we're camping, and I'm craving a burger. It just smells so good. But like my brother-in-law's cooking up something. He's an incredible cook. I'm just like, man, that smells so good. I was like, you know what? I feel like if my body's craving it, it must mean that like I need that mineral or that those vitamins, whatever's in that. You know, it's just kind of like, again, like I was saying, I'm just trying to be self-aware. Yeah. So I eat this burger, legit meat. It's been, let's see, I think I stopped eating like in March or so. This camping trip is now in July, March, April, May, June, July. It's like 4 or so months later. Haven't ate any meat. I eat this. And dude, I got so sick because this is what happened. So I had one of my buddies, kind of doctor, fitness guy, explained to me, your stomach creates hydrochloric acid to break down.
So you
meat.
didn't have any of that.
When you stop eating meat, your body stops creating it, at least as much as it usually does, right?
Right.
And so my body stops creating it. I eat this meat. There's nothing to break it down. So your body's like, oh, hey, the only way we can break it down is to just let it sit and like ferment until it breaks down itself.
Yeah.
Dude, I legit was in bed for like 5 days. My stomach hurt so bad. Honestly, my gas was like the worst. I think it literally smelled like something was dying inside of me. It was so filthy. My wife was like about to leave me. Just kidding. But dude, it was so bad. And at that point I was like, you know what? Like I can't eat meat anymore. Like I'm done. One, just because I don't feel well. Two, like my body literally just can't handle it. And so since June of last year, so it's been probably about a year almost that.
For sure.
That I've been 100%, no meat. I still eat fish a little bit, and that's why I say I'm kind of just more somewhat plant-based or Mediterranean. But the reason I eat fish is because it breaks down easily. Like it's a easy protein.
It is a little easier for sure.
So and that's why I kind of justify it. But man, after watching Game Changers, so I rewatched Game Changers today just so I could be ready for this podcast.
Me too.
and man, just the science and the data that they pull and show you, I'm just like, man, maybe I should just give up eating fish too, because it also has the same effects on you. It
definitely does.
Can constrict your arteries, from having blood flow and just, you can have like cardiovascular issues later on. I was like, man, I don't know if sushi's worth it.
Sushi. I mean, I know like really like, is it really worth it? But I think little amounts every now and then, totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm just not doing it. Cause I know people who are vegan, well, they're living more like you. They'll just have a little bit of fish every now and then. But other than that, pure vegan, like how I'm eating. I mean, I've been very dedicated, but it's like the same thing. Like there's the few times that I've had just like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah.
I already knew like the minute I ate it, I'm like, I'm going to regret this.
Yeah.
Oh, and it hurts.
And it's like
it hurt.
Yeah.
Really, and that's just a little bit of milk. Like I haven't had any meat.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to, but like my entire time that I've done it up until now, like I got to this point where I'm like, I look at somebody like cooking meat, like getting the raw chicken, and I'm like, that's kind of gross.
Yeah, it kind of grosses you out.
And like putting a hamburger peg, I'm like, oh, like you're playing with this like meat Play-Doh, like it's disgusting, and it's like, I'm like, oh, that's gross, and you see the grease. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's like I can't believe we ingest that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And to think like, if you've listened to like some of my other episodes, that one guy was addicted to eating hamburgers or whatever, and he was eating like 7 a day.
That's insane.
It's like, what? That is insane. But like overall though, like, I mean, for me, I've loved it. Like I really have enjoyed it, and I've learned a ton. I've learned so much more about my body, and like I love how like, because another episode I'm going to go more into like my full blown experience, because like I wanted to get to know like you and just how it was.
Yeah,
for
sorry,
you.
man. I'm just like chatting.
No. Like the whole purpose, and like me, I didn't even realize it because you asked me. What was it the other day when we were together doing something? We were going getting lunch. Zao. Zao. Tofu. We're eating our tofu and stuff like that. Good, dude, tofu is way good.
It's so good.
And
no, soy is not bad for you. If everyone tells you that, don't listen to them. It's not bad for you.
Everyone needs to go see the Game Changers. Go to Netflix. I know you have it since we've all been quarantined.
Or you hacked into someone else's.
Yeah. Or you're bumming off your parents' Netflix account. I know you got it. But like, definitely go watch that, because it's some really cool stuff. And the whole vitamin B12, get that out of here.
Get out of here.
Nobody really gets much of that, even if you do eat meat.
Yeah.
You just need to watch the Game Changers. But anyways, I think you had something. Didn't you have something?
What did I have something? What was I chatting about? I don't know. I mean, I got a lot